Purchase your beats at Zatoon.com.
Namaste! Namaste, big cat! Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Did you miss me, big cat? I missed you. But I needed some time to sort out my cranium so that I wasn't kicking off at the wrong person or people. Sometimes you need to go within before you take it out on the wrong personages. Come in, big cat. Well, go on. Big cat, wave or to die. Glad you could pop in, darling dear, as we kick our way into this glorious new day gifted to us by the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. Let's dive in, darling dears. Let's dive in. The planetary energies are the Aquarius moon. The Skullduggerous moon is in Aquarius and has allied with Saturn, while also butting heads with Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The moon is taking on every planet today. Yeah, the energy here can put your will at odds with your emotions, making it difficult to know which way you should move forward. Move forward in your best interest, darling dear, with love and light. Yeah. On top of all that, you might also feel weighed down and unmotivated as these funky vibes wash over everyone on this Malkuth today. Stubborn behaviors are likely to manifest, so you'll want to watch out for these both in yourself and in others. They want to be stubborn against you, big cat. Stubborn against you, especially if you're doing right, doing your best, right, to keep yourself out of prison like R. Kelly. Well, unlike R. Kelly, who can't turn back the hands of time. Yeah. Tension will hang in the air. So if you feel like you need a timeout, permit yourself to take a timeout. Baby, I told you, when I feel that I need to take a timeout, I shut everything down. Except the power, the electricity, the gas. I don't stop buying food, but I feng shui myself. And I have to bring myself to what? A kind of come to Jesus kind of a moment to realize it's energies outside of me, trying to drag on me. I told you, mirrors are portals. Protect thyself, not having it. This evening will more or less have the same kind of a vibe, darling dear. Why? The Skullduggerous moon in Aquarius, darling dear, shares a harsh aspect and with the unpredictable Uranus, the rebel planet. Yes, baby. You're going to have to find a way to what? Decompress yourself, darling dear. Everything must be airy, because in your jungle, your big cat jungle, notice the props. The big cat sleeps at night in your village, your peaceful village. Notice the emphasis on the big P. Peaceful, yeah? Peaceful, right? The big cat sleeps at night. I've decided that the new word for narcissist, right, darling dears, is colonizer. Yes. Why? They come in and try to take over everything, beat down all the ways that you had going on, darling dear, and trying to break you in your cranium. They do. So knock, aka colonizer. Yeah. Being good to the wrong people. Well, they said there was people, and we haven't done the scratch and sniff test. Nor do I task you with that kind of a what? Action, darling. You're too busy getting great, understanding that you can bend the matrix any way you want. But you have to what? Put your third eye on people and situations that are draining your energy. Those frenemies that are back front neck tabbers, darling dears. Those family members that simply must be left to get dusty, just like the pyramids. Yeah, that lover, that love everyone else. What? That Knight of Cups in the reverse? Nah, babe, it's not for you, darling dears. They, darling dear, they, them and they miss you. Yes, baby. They miss using you. Using your everything, your resources, your time, your energies, your good seat of emperors and empresses. Darling dear, they miss everything. Right? They've met nothing but like-minded souls as they continue to what? Draw in what they truly deserve. When a big cat takes back their power grid, darling dear, they was what? Picking up, meeting these people with your energy. They've got nothing to work with but their own dark-hearted self, darling dears. Your enemies can't handle your silencio. Why? They've got nothing to work with, I told you. Big cat, I'm repeating myself only because I have to, darling dear. I told you, it's my job, it's my role. With my Chiron in the 12th house, baby, I had to whip myself into a frenzy, heal, and then I had to find a way to heal others. Well, here I am. Fist bump. They are doing their devilish best to tarnish and cast aspersion on your good name, darling dear. But yet, they speak with a forked tongue, these bearers of the gingivitis, darling dears. Eyes wide shut have those who believe anything they've got to say, darling dear. Why? They're in the same pit, and they're looking to what? Take them for everything they've got, darling dear. You don't have to what? Say a word. Fall back, big cat, and find your own go-to moves, darling dear, which you will find in your North Node. They have court dates, darling dears, on Keitha, as well as Malkuth, which is nothing to do with you. If you see them disappear off the radar, it's because they're either in prison, about to go to prison, or contemplating how to what? Break out of prison. You can't get out of spiritual prison, darling dear. That's a continuous kick in your spiritual nutsack, darling dear. And when God is... Listen, they try to do you wrong and get away with it. They try to cover you with lies, subterfuge and bull swanky. Try to scupper you and keep you on the rocks of life. Baby, you better get to your pep in your step and remember, there was a lesson for you to learn from. Not what they are. What did Medea say? There's people that are roots in your life. Then you have a branch, and you got leafy people. They're a leafy person. They blow this way and that way, this way and that way. Same way they blow about with the gingivitis when they're being a liar, right? Their pants will not be on fire, big cat. Don't listen to that nursery rhyme. No, babe. They would look like a full-on Judas in a Peter suit. Fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, but wicked to their core. Why? Unhealed trauma. I told you, Chucky is their inner child on crack. Fist bump, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers, and spiritual guides. From Keitha to Malkuth. Namaste! Energies, up, big cat, I insist. Just got to cut off the fan. It just turned into Antarctica, next door to Siberia, blood. Anyhow, let's press on with an ancestral message before we really get into what's going on as they lie on you, darling dear. They're lying like a rug, but it's what a flea-bitten rug. A rug that's been, you didn't even give it to the Goodwill. You put it in the what? The black plastic bags and put it out for the dustbin meant to take. I nearly sucked my 31 teeth, but I'm not doing it. I'm trying to consciously stop myself from doing that. Did you do your oil pulling today, darling dears? With the unrefined coconut oil? Did you? Did you get your CMOS in? Did you do your squats? Did you hold a chair pose? Are you still worried about what those from yesteryear are saying? What has your ancestors got to tell you? Honesty is the best policy, darling dear. I always tell the truth, darling dear. of what I've got going on. I tell the truth. And I speak the truth to they, them, and that I see as a friend, right? But they don't like the fact that I tell the truth. And they want me to lie, like them. I can't be a flea-bitten rug. You better get to the back, darling. Get to the back. With what? 2 of these and 1 of those. Yes, baby. I can't always expect the truth from others. No, you can't. You can't. Right? Especially when they've got what? They've got some kind of investment into taking everything you've got. I told you, these narcs are colonists. Right? But I can expect it from myself. Always tell yourself the truth, darling dear. The truth of a situation. And if you get a feeling that this person or that person is squiffy, move with it, darling dear. It's discernment. It's that feeling in your tummy that you've got to get gone before you're scuppered and on the rocks of life. Honesty brings abundance on many levels into your life, darling dear. Yes, it does. That lovely red is the root chakra, but it's in the upright, darling dear. You are not in survival mode. Are you kidding me, blood? Brah, or sister? You've already learned how to bend the matrix from these narc colonizers. Narc, aka colonizer. You're going to have it in your cranium for air, darling dear. For air. We've got 33 in the chat. Same as Jesus and Bob Marley. Somebody sent me a message to say, why do I keep saying Bob Marley was 33 when he passed? No, he was 33 when they infected him with the cancer virus. Why? Because Bob Marley could go anywhere in the world, be accepted by all races. Has he sung what? One love, one heart. We are all children on this Malkuth, yet some in power want to have us as thumbers, living on the what? Hamster wheel of eat, sleep, what? Entertain and repeat, darling dear. And oh yes, don't forget the 2 things which is definitely going to happen to you in this life, big cat. Your same case. What's that? Death. You're gonna die one day, blood. And the other thing is taxes, blood. Taxes. You pay them things, otherwise they'll come for your everything. Yes, yes, yes. All of this and that. Abundant. I'm a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And you can, big cat. You can. I've told you about the 369. I've told you about this many times. You can, but you've got to get your cranium right. You've got to get right up and into your subconscious mind. This is why we use the 369. But remember, harm to none, big cat. Harm to none. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth, roof. Pinkies up. Base of the deck. Your purpose, your life purpose is what you should always be focused on, darling dear. And we all have purpose. Even if it's sometimes to just be in a position to tell someone the truth, right? It'll be like what? Holy water. Oh no, what? Dracula. Yes, baby. They like what? Prakala and Prakalisha. They can't take the truth. They can't stand it. It drives them mad. Mad, I tell you, mad. Tell them the truth anyway. Even if your voice is shaking. You talk the truth. Roof. Pinkies up. Your purpose. I know what I am here to do. You know what you're here to do, darling. And if you're not sure, go for your birth natal chart. Look for your North Node and you will find your purpose, your superpowers on how to bend the matrix. The South Node is your karmic past as well as your ancestors. Your ancestors are your cheerleaders, darling dears. You've been gifted with all of the skills they couldn't use in their time. Do you think if I could be sitting here reading tarot 200 or 300 years ago, they'd be trying to what? Make me into what? A barbecue, darling dear. A barbecue. But yet, we are in what? The age of Aquarius. The age of what? Knowledge. Right? And water energy is what? Psychic powers, darling dears. Use your energies. And I told you, knowledge must always be your go-to move. How else are you going to be the baddest cat of them all, big cat? Fist bump and a big cat wave. Let's get a rune and see what go on. Good God, it fell all the way into Uganda. Let's get the rune. Cool, blimey, mate. Yes, baby. If you're going to get one, let it be swallow, represented by the sun energy. Some of them have to swallow that gingivitis right down, darling dear. They got bad counsel about you, darling dear, and they're giving bad counsel about you. And what are they doing? They get in the wrath of God, darling dear. I told you they're beefing with God when they what? Cast aspersion on a divine child that's minding their own business and getting great. Sun energy is represented by the letter S as well as the number 76, 77, 78 and 79. It speaks about your life force being more invigorated. And today, I told you the skullduggerous moon is who is beefing, allied with Saturn, who comes with the rules and regulations, right? Is beefing, right, with Mercury, Venus and Mars, darling dear. Good God. What's the matter with them? Mercury represents both masculine and feminine energy, and Mars is masculine energy and Venus is feminine energy. It's all a chock-a-block. So you'll be getting it left, right and center, mate. But you have to what? Feng Shui yourself, darling dear. Remember, you are blessed and highly favored. The sun rune comes with big cat energy, darling dear. This is about you what? Going back to the basics to get your drive, your motivation back on track, darling dear. Go back to the what? The bare necessities of life. Posh clap, yeah. Go back, darling dear. Remember, you are the authoritative figure in your life. You decide what's going on with you. The sun also represents the heart, right? The spinal cord as well as the thalamus. Your energies, darling dears, your energies, pay attention to your energy levels. The sun also speaks about what? Holidays. Somebody's planning a holiday or a vacay, darling dear. Make sure that you're not going with someone who's skullduggerous. Remember, and I won't forget talking about Shanquilla Robinson, God rest her soul. She had the what? The yin, Sanpaku eyes, darling dears. I told you, when you see someone that has the whites, because when you normally look at the regular eyes, darling dears, you only see the whites of the eyes to the left and the right. When it's yin Sanpaku eyes, darling dears, you'll see the whites on the left and the right, as well as the white underneath the iris, darling dears. This means that somebody has tragedy coming towards them, or they have a tragic life. If they have that yin Sanpaku eyes from birth, darling dear, this person will be fraught with illnesses. Bad things are always happening to them until they come to an abrupt ending, darling dear. They'll be trapped within their illnesses. The reason why I say that, my little sister had yin Sanpaku eyes. Yes, she did. You don't believe me? All right, give me a minute. This picture was taken a few months before she died, but I'd have to go into my pictures to show you. She always had her eyes like that. She always had yin Sanpaku eyes. She was fraught with mental illnesses, obesity due to the medications that she was taken. She'd taken so many things happened to her in her life until she passed away on the 28th of January. Yes, baby. Being surrounded by what? Wicked, darling dear. Wicked. But anyway, let me press on. I didn't mean to digress, darling dear, but this is always a teaching moment. When you see someone that has yang Sanpaku eyes, you better pull up your skirts, roll up your trouser bottoms, and run in the other direction. Yang Sanpaku eyes, darling dear, is when you have you can see the whites on the left and the right, but the top of the iris shows that person is evil to the core. And anyone they have in their crosshairs, their life will be a tragedy. They are prone to violence against all and sundry, darling dear. If you see yang Sanpaku eyes, you better run. Don't question it. Leave that situation. And hope they are not what? Deciding to stalk the shiznai out of you, darling dear. Protect yourself. Go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video, where I teach you light kung fu and self-defense, darling dear. I don't ramp. This is the time where you what? Learn to what? Strike that blow so you can get away. You ain't got time to be what? Tussling. Tussling. Wicked people have strength of 10 people, darling dear. Especially when they're trying to wicked eye you. The sun energy, darling dears. It also speaks about what? As I said, some of us need to raise up our vibrations today, darling dears, because you have a nice surprise coming in. Why? Because your transformation, the willpower you tapped in to, darling dears, the willpower. And never you forget, your backbone, darling dear, must be what? Straight. Why? Because someone has to sock it to them, darling dear. As they continue to lie and cast aspersion on your name, you're still winning, because all you do is win, big cat. All you do is win. They are a liar. And as I said, their pants does not catch on fire. But worry not about that, darling dear. Why? Because it's not your problem. It's got nothing to do with you. Give it to the Most High. Let them be for God. More fool them, darling dear. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoke blood. Right, let's get a deck and see what else is going on. We're going to go with the... Where is my lights here deck? Oh, here it is. Right. Base of the deck, darling dear, the Hangman. It also speaks about a prison sentence. It also speaks about someone feeling so low at this moment in time that they want to unalive themselves. Big cat, if that's you and you came on me by happen chance, don't do it, big cat. You have purpose. Call your ancestors. It's the ruminating thoughts in your conscious mind. There's a gentleman I came across, Michael Seeley, right? Yes, on YouTube. He does hypnosis, darling dear. I came across him on the 11th of the 11th this year, darling dear. And it's worked out so many things in my life. Listen to those tracks. Let him minister unto your soul, darling dear. Don't give up. You have purpose and you haven't completed your purpose. Your life is worth more than diamonds and gold, Proverbs 31:10. And anyone that got you in that position, they will beef with God, darling dear, once you realize whom you are. Don't give up, big cat. Don't give up. Don't lay down, I beg you. Don't lay down for no one. Not your life. Life is so precious. What did Steve Jobs say when he was nearly at the end of his life from cancer? He can buy anything he wants in the world, but he can't buy time. Don't lay down, big cat. Joy always comes in the morning. You're just going through the DNS. Had to look over my shoulder, the dark night of the soul. You can overcome anything. But you have to what? Get your mind right. If that means you call the Samaritans, you call them. There is so many organizations out there that will help you. But don't call on those that put you in that position, darling dear. They'll be there to what? Do the victory lap. As they what? Come to your funeral, right? And cry with no tears on their face as they sing Amazing Grace in a falsetto. Don't do it, big cat. The Hangman also speaks about what you've seen things from a different perspective. Some of you have been kept in what? A period of marking time. But it was a test of your gangster, darling dear, to see whether or not you was focused and you was what? Determined to overcome and break through with your badass alchemist ways. Hold the course, darling dear. This is not the time for you to jump off or to wonder if you're doing the right thing. Keep going, big cat. The Hangman is represented by water as well as Neptune energy, darling dears. It speaks about being a seeker, and it also speaks about what? A prophecy is being spoken over your life, darling dear. Yes, baby. The delays that you've been going through. Some of you have been going through health issues, wondering if it was going to get better. Well, if you're taking the pharmaceutical, well, you take what you want. I'm not going to stop anybody. I'm not even there when you cross the road, darling dear. But me personally, no, babe. I'm going for the natural stuff. The same things that the FDA, right? FDA stands for what? F them a-holes. Yeah. That's what they think about us, darling dear, as they give you the pharmaceuticals that put a plaster on what's going on, but doesn't heal it. Big cat, come on. Wake up. I don't like it. Yes, baby. Let's carry on, darling dears, and pray for this person. Send positive energy towards them. that they can get up again. You can. Let me be your what's the word? Your muse. If I could get up and lead life again and find that happy spot within, darling dear, you can do it too. We all have skills, goals and dreams, but above all of that, we have purpose. And my purpose is to free the big cats. Yeah, I'm running a revolution over here. Free the big cat from the what? The colonists. Narcissists are colonists. They colonize your everything. Energy's up for the big cats today, darling dears. Let's see what's going on. Hard to be in silent. Oh, okay. Yeah, someone is crying into their fist, stressed out, pressed, pumped and perturbed. They can't sleep at night. They're either too fat or too skinny, darling dear. And it also speaks about what? An illness. Somebody's going for an illness. It could be mental, because the swords is mental energy, darling dear. Your ancestors are floating around you, darling dear. Call them. Don't just sit there and cry into your fist and get all of these wickedness perpetrating your cranium. Call your ancestors and you will be protected. Ask them to wrap their loving arms around you, big cat. You are never alone. Remember, I told you that. You must live to sock it to them. Someone's also worried about you, darling dear. Worried about what you've got going on. Nine of Swords speaks about nightmares. They're in despair and they're down pressed. That's their business, darling dear. They're feeling guilty and they're mourning you while you're still alive. Good God, if that don't make you run to your obsidian crystal, right? Your black tourmaline, right? Your Florida water, your chalice wellspring waters, darling dears, and you saying what? Father God, protect me from the negative energies that are being sent my way. I am your divine child, living the purpose that I've been tasked with. Help me stand up again, Most High Father God, Mother Isis. Help me, ancestors, to show me the way, and you will be shown. Trust and believe, big cat. I'd only speak on what I have experienced in my life. You have to call it in. But harm to none. Remember, I told you that. Yes, big cat. Someone's crying into their fist. Luke 62:22. Because you turned your shapely back and put your eyes to the sky, darling dear. Can you see all of that lovely sun energy as depicted on the rune? Yes, baby. Someone's crying, now that you're gone. Yes. Gone from the 9 to the 10 of Swords, darling dears. Divine timing had a hand in your life. You didn't leave a minute too soon or a moment too late. Remember, I told you that. What's this? They're mad because you're strong. Strength card again, big cat Leo energy. Can't be tempted off your flip-flop. Your flip-flop of common sense, darling dears. This big cat Leo energy is being bandied around. Leo is the 5th house. It's about you taking a risk and a chance on yourself, darling dear. Be the person that saves you. No one's coming for you, darling dear, unless you put that energy out there. You have to be the baddest cat out there. You have to be of one mind. Of the self-love, self-care, and self-worth, darling dear. As I said, Proverbs 31:10, you, big cat, are worth more than diamonds and gold. And remember, if that billionaire Steve Jobs was giving us the way that you can't get back time, no matter how much skrillers you've got, use your time wisely. Not crying about what happened in the past that you had to get away from. You had to do the tinky winky. Some of you did it with a shuffle ball change. You did it like you was tap dancing, darling dear. But your life will get great if you continue on the path into the unknown. Many stay stucketh, and I said stucketh, in situations because they're afraid to be by themselves. They'd rather be with someone who is verbally, mentally, physically, emotionally, and all of the aboves, right? Abusing them. I told you, these narcs are colonists. You have to uncolonize yourself, black, brah, or sistrine, and stand in your strength as you speak the truth, Ruth. In honesty, Even if your voice is shaking, always be honest to yourself. Please. Love doesn't hurt, darling dear. Love is patient. Love is kind. And if you're not experiencing none of those things, you get great, darling dear. You do your tinky winky with the slow, quick, slow. And you don't look back. Remember Salt Bay, Lot's wife. What about the strength card? Being strong, darling dear. You've got what? 8, 9, and 10 on the tableau, darling dears. Divine timing. Divine has a hand in your life. That's a lot of vomit, blood. Are we going to look at the cards or we're not? Should we look at the middle one because it's sticking out? Or should we look at the bottom? I'm taking none of them. How about that? We're not going with confused.com today. No, babe. Cards, please, one at a time. So we can analyze and get right close up and personal with what's going on. Oh, so now you're jumping up. We'll get the bottom one. More big cat Leo energy as depicted by the rune and the card, darling dear. Divine is about to gift you with a raising your vibration. 100%, darling dears. Yeah, love it. I don't hate it. This all is reminding me of what? The solar plexus. The solar plexus is represented by Wednesday. So something significant. I told you last week, Tuesday, and I believe it was it Thursday or Friday was significant for you? Right? But Wednesday, darling dear, for someone, joy is going to come for you on a Wednesday. Continue to raise your vibration. This is about what? Happy times. Could be a vacay, could be a holiday, or even a holiday from what? The subterfuge bull swanky that's been what? Ruminating in your cranium, blood. Release thyself and open up yourself to the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. Invite them to be the head of your table. Let them be your guide, darling dears, as you take in the vitality from the sun. Some of you must get out into the sun and claim that energy. Even if it's an overcast day, the sun is still up. You can still open up your arms. This is the tree pose in yoga. Yes, baby. And claim the energy and vitality from the sun. Oh, my shoulder. Someone's getting a pain in their shoulder, darling dears. Feeling as though you've got the world on your back. But you can sort it out. I told you. The solar plexus is represented by your will, darling dear, and your self-esteem. And it's represented by Archangel Michael. Call Archangel Michael in at any time, darling dear. Call him. All of this big cat Leo energy. I'm going to take the one from the bottom and then we're going to move on and break it down. Ace of Swords. Spiritual downloads. And it also speaks about your communication. Must be surgical, darling dear. Don't let nobody take you on what? The hamster wheel. You have to remember you hold the tree of life. Divine gifted you with what? The beginning of the fool's journey. With discernment and intuition as your guide. The Ace of Swords also speaks about communication coming in. It could be written. It could be by snail mail or email. But something significant is coming towards you. It could be on the telephone, darling dear. Whatever, but you are going to get significant information which is about to raise your vibration, darling dear, which is going to make you realize that you was right to isolate yourself, not allow yourself to be tempted into what? Fucking these black blah or sistrine. Tell them at the back. Base of the deck. Money, darling dear. Skrilla.com is coming in for some, darling dear. The Queen of Pentacles is a good advisor. Maybe you are in the healthcare situation. You're about to get a promotion or you're going to be recognized for your skill, darling dear. Because there's one thing to be a healthcare worker, darling dear, but it's another to have compassion and empathy. Listen, I've had some healthcare work. I remember when we was in the beginning of lockdown, all right? The 2020, and I had to go to the dentist. I had to go to this dentist, right? It wasn't my usual dentist that took away my tooth, the one that took my tooth with flesh on it. No, this was a different one. This man, right, told me that I have to remove 5 of my teeth, right? And there's nothing else that they can. The man was so compassionless. And I couldn't believe it. If I was a dummy bat, I'd be what? A gummy bat now. I'll have nothing but gums in my mouth. I didn't listen to him. I didn't. And I told him, you are the most unkind person I've ever met. Your whole manner was rude and rough, and you tried to ride roughshod over me. I think not, Scotty. I think not. I took my hurting tooth and I went home. And I prayed, darling dear. And I got me what? The oil pulling on. And then I forgot about the oil pulling until I had another pain. And then the dentist was saying, come in, Case. Come in. We've got an appointment for you on the 24th. No, babe. I was swishing 2 times a day. And here I am with my 31 teeth. But then again, I digress. But everything is a teaching moment, darling dear. You're coming in as a boss. Whatever you've been working on, darling dear, you're about to get what you truly deserve. You have the sun energy. You have the what? Big cat Leo energy with the strength. You also have the Ace of Swords. This speaks about you what? Some of you have been anxious over a situation, something that you had to what? Tell your truth, darling dear. Stand in your truth because they try to run you over. Stand in your truth and worry not. Dry your eye, darling dear. If you're crying, I told you, rub them bitches in. Why? Best skin type this side of the hemisphere, darling dears. And if you're crying over a bottom feeder, go to the mirror, big cat. Go swiftly, put me on pause. I'll be here when you get back. Right? Look deep into your eye chakras. And then what? Slap the shiznai out of yourself until blood and spittle flies. Give yourself a good backhander so that you'll be scared of your own jazz hands. Right? Wash your face like David and come right back. And now you coming back? Aye. Yes, you did the right thing. Slapping the shiznai out of yourself. Split the deck. What was once in reverse, darling dear, is about to be returned to you. Remember I told you that. Ace of Pentacles on its face, darling dear. If you was going for a reverse in your finances, if your job wasn't working out the way you wanted it to work out, the page is about to turn in your favor. Remember I told you that. They, them, and that did wrong to you. The Ace of Pentacles is also what? The ring-bearing card. This is the end of a marriage, a situation that you turned your back on. That frenemy that wasn't a friend, that came to steal your power grid, darling dear. They can't be you. They have to be themselves, these skullduggerous ones. What they wanted for you, darling dear, is on they, them, and Remember I told you that. Let's get another deck and break it down. Are we going to use the tiny deck? No, we're going to use my big Rider-Waite deck. Yeah. Clear your mind, darling dear. Call in your ancestral team. Nothing like having your spiritual team at your back. You're going into calmer waters. But you have to learn to calm your mind. Go and listen to Michael Seeley. Seely. Michael Seeley on YouTube. If you listen, when I first listened to him, right, and he said that you're not supposed to drive or get in the bath or operate heavy machinery, I was thinking, yeah, whatever, bull swanky. And then I was listening, I was laying on my bed, burning my California white sage, and I was listening to him. Next thing I heard, and you're going to be coming back right now. Good God, listen, I went right in, mate, and I felt great. I felt like I could conquer the world, even more conqueration than I already did. Not colonization, because I'm not an ark, and I'm not knocking on anyone, blood. But sometimes when you've been around these people, you can develop some of their characteristics, fighting your everything to get rid of it, darling dear. Face yourself, tell the truth to yourself, and don't be like they, them, and I told you their inner child is Chucky. And they try to colonize your cranium and make you be like them. Or be what? Feeling as though you're on the rocks of life. But Divine is saying that the clear path is for you. And again, this is a travel card. Someone is planning travel. Or it will be in pronto travel, darling dear. I've got stories to tell you, darling dears. But I can't tell you right now until I've come to the culmination. You're not going to believe what I'm dealing with at this moment in time. Where I had to feng shui myself. Be calm, darling dear, and be wise. The swords is about being wise. This goes to 7 of Swords, darling dears. These are lying, cheating asses. Yes, baby. Yes, somebody that would love to come back into your life with their T-Rex arms and their trippy-talker ways. They're crying over you. Look, Knight of Cups. The same one that liked to offer that rusty cup of opium around the world. The same ones that you had to listen, Be careful who you eat and drink from, yeah? Spell work is afoot. You don't know what frame of mind they was in when they was pouring that drink or cooking that food. I even saw this woman, right, on TikTok, right, that she was getting ready for Thanksgiving. We don't have Thanksgiving in the UK, but she said that you guys don't wash your greens properly. She was washing them in the bathtub, and I took a screenshot of that and blew up the picture. There was mold around the side of the bath. Listen, this why I've always got my honeydew melons in a baggie, blood. And I've got my fizzy water in a sealed bottle. I don't want nothing to eat or drink from you. And who want it? Be careful, darling dear. You isolated yourself, which is what put in that spiritual light on them. I told you, they, them, and these narcs, aka colonizers of your cranium, right? People are shining that light back on them because everything they're saying about you is not the true proof. You are showing up as the Queen of Peas, right? With the Page of Peas. The Page of Pentacles comes through with messages and opportunities. This is Two of Peas, right? It shows that you're what? You're able to bend the matrix solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. And you're going to have a reason to celebrate. Three of Cups. Let me tell you something. What they're crying over, darling dear, is the things that they said about you. They should have shut up. They should have left quietly. They should have gathered all of their what? Bad-mindedness and stepped off, but no. They tried to bleed it onto you, darling dear, but your ancestors ain't having it, especially when they wake them up at the 3 a.m., darling dear. They're like, dickhead, wake up. We've got so much more to show you. This is why they're too fat or too skinny. And that cup is of drinking, darling dear, or taking the drugs, whatever they're doing, because we see the light being shone on it, darling dear. That's sparky time. Yeah. Crying, darling dear, because you isolate yourself. This is the Hermit, darling dear. Bad alone. Come through sincere. Posh clap. Yeah. They don't understand. How come you're still being able to stand up, right, with your head held high, right, and you're standing up for being different. And it also speaks about you standing out for being different, right, between now and Wednesday. Remember I told you that? Yeah. Those that weren't working with you, darling dear, they didn't want to work with you then. I told you. This is the end of a marriage, a friendship, right? What they're coming through with, what's that, Queen of the South? Oh my God, they're coming through with the PORN. Big Cat, I hope you're not watching any of that shiznai. It's outrageous. They spam them when you put your foot on their neck. Thank you, Queen. Big Cat, wave. Yeah. People that you don't work with anymore, darling dear. These are the ones that are crying. Those frenemies, those distant relatives that are dusty like the pyramids. That lover that loved everyone. They had that cup for everyone, darling dear. That rusty cup that's been around the world and Yes, they were charming. I told you they're charming. These narcs are colonizers of your cranium. Nearly sucked my 31 teeth then, but I stopped myself. I'm using my cranium. Ha ha. Listen. You had to walk away. It was a toxic trap with Tripitaka. And whomsoever you walked away, darling dear, they're trying to light a fire at your heels. They're telling the world and anyone that will listen that you're crazy. They're trying to say that you're a liar, that everything you said was lies. But all you did was help these people. You tried to help them by giving your energy, your good advice, maybe even your Skrilla.com, your money. Whatever you did to help that situation, it was falling into a bottomless pit. And now, yet, they haven't even, the other shoe hasn't dropped for them to shut up, right? And focus on their own astroturf that's on layaway, darling dear. No, they're focusing on the green grass that you are co-creating for yourself in the name of the Most High. Father God, Mother Isis, you are a creatrix. Outrageous, darling dear. I know. What's that trying to peep out? Temperance. You're an earth angel, and it also again shows your ancestral team. They're relaxed in it, mate. They're crossing their legs, mate, as they wake them up at the 3 a.m. to show them so much more. And what's behind that? Your Wheel of Fortune, a new car. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about what? Foreign people and foreign places. Look what's underneath that. They ain't started crying yet, darling dear. This is the King of Peace. This is the divine union. Come right out here and sit with the other good ones. A union. We have a mother, father, and a child. Maybe somebody will be getting an impronto pregnancy, darling dear, from a new union. But this is something that's divinely guided. A reason for you to celebrate. Nothing like co-creating a progeny in the right environment where the love they will get the true love of a true mother and a true father. But sometimes, darling dear, you have to be the mother, mother. Why? Your Panani and your Fatuma Skull Douglas, you allowed that to choose things for you. Not anymore, mate. You've paid your knees. Yeah. Still stuck in that toxic. Listen. Your block game is for the gods, darling. Just continue to stand your ground and speak your truth. You are not on their level. You are above them. Why? You faced yourself, darling dear. You faced your own demons and you bested them. Why? Because you didn't become just like them. Yes, you may have had their characteristics, but you examined them and realized that's not the way to go, blood. Karma is afoot. And your healing has them mad, big mad. Someone get them a cake as they sit in this plastic chair. Where's that? In the mud hut at 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, 2 streets over from the loser lane, in the district of the damned. You learn to heal thyself, darling dear. And the star card always comes forward in the upright when a miracle is about to perpetrate in your existence, darling dear, because you did the due diligence. You paid attention to your healing, and whomsoever is on the edge feeling they want to take themselves out, we saw the hangman. Don't do it, big cat. Why? Because you will come back to the same situation, if not worse. We are trying to not come back. We are trying to heal our karma as well as our ancestral karma so that we don't have to come back. Base of the deck. Big time spying, king-like spying. But it also reminds you, darling dear, the spiritual downloads, your intuition and your discernment, whatever comes through for you, which is knowledge, darling dear, the King of Swords acts on it immediately. In a hurry, darling dear, you don't hitch. Whatever ideas, may be $1 million idea for you, darling dear, or a new beginning for you. Whatever truth comes to you, darling dear, you act on it immediately, and your cut-off game must be gangster and for the gods. Cut them off! Whomever was trying to make you weak, darling dear, you was the what? You was the key in their back. It's your energies they were taking, darling dear, relying on. They wanted to bleed you dry. Cut them off! And get back to being a happiness expert, yeah? Cut them off. Can we see the King of Pentacles anymore? 2 different decks. There's 78 cards in the deck. Some of you are having to step into your masculine energy in order to cut them off. Right? Loyalty, darling dear. Loyalty. You can't be loyal to they, them, and that's not loyal to you. And if you get a first thought about this person trying to take your energies, darling dear, cut them off. They're a colonizer to your cranium. They're a narc. King of Peace, this is about you what? Getting what you truly deserve, a stable foundation. That hard work you've been doing, you felt like you was in hangman pose. Darling dear, it was for you to fine-tune your skills. Remember I told you that. This is what Divine wants to give you. Divine wants to give you grapes. Grapes means abundance, darling dear. And abundance comes in many levels. You've already seen abundance come out in the read, darling dear. Yeah. Know your worth, darling dear, and add tags. Divine wants you to get into your masculine energy. When we see 2 kings on the table, darling dears, this speaks about what? You being a good at business, right? Or forming a partnership, a business partnership, but it has to be with a like-minded soul, darling dear. And you must investigate before you invest in any situation. But it also speaks about what? Good news and good advice coming towards you, or you are that good advisor. People come to you for your words, darling dears. Why? They make sense. Why? Because you've been through a thing or two and you understand how to what? Bend the matrix with the badass alchemist ways. People will pay attention to your words. Why? Because you are always the silent one in the room. When you speak, people listen. Because you're a happiness expert and you know what's going on. Clarify the Sun card, please. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. And in that same breath, I say Isaiah 48:22. No rest for the wicked. Whomsoever you cut off can't come back. No. Why can't they come back? Because they destabilize. What did I just say? They colonized your cranium, darling dear. They're an ark. They destabilized your foundation. They took your words, your intimate details to many, darling dear. They lied at you. They tried to do spell work on you. They did everything. They called you every name but a child of God. And this is what they're getting for all of the actions they took against you, darling dear. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is karma.com. Unable to what? Build stable foundations in situations where they're being taken for everything they've got, darling dear. The dogs are at their door, or should I say wolves, darling dear. The bill collector at the door, wearing thigh-high red leather boots, and their name is Karma. And Karma is not discriminatory, darling dear. They have to sit in what they tried to call in for you. All of the things that they did to you, darling dear. All of the things that they said about you. And their pants did not catch on fire. But divine caught it, darling dear. Divine caught it and heard things that you didn't hear. Saw things that you didn't see. Never you second guess your cut-off game, darling dears. This has the infinity sign on it. Yes, baby. It also has what? The air sign. No, it's got the fire sign. Yes, baby. We've also got Mercury on here. What else have we got on here? Because Mercury rules the air sign. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It rules the magician with the badass alchemist ways. This wanted to come out. The strength card, darling dear. What is the chances, the odds of getting it from two different decks in the same read in the upright, darling dears? Common sense, your flip-flop must always be your go-to move. You are strong. This is why they hate you. You are happy. This is why they can't stand you, darling dear. And you are gone. Hey, gone, 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 mate. And not in 60 seconds. It took a bit longer than that for some of us, darling dear. But yet still, you left that situation. And now you are strong. Why? You took back your power grid from these hood-looking alfalfas. These creatures from the backwood. You remember, the Bible said, if they offend you, if the right hand offends you, cut it off. You still got lefty. Yes, baby. You are strong. And the 2 8s go to a 16. What's that? They got the tower moments going off in their cranium. They didn't realize that you were so strong. They didn't realize that you'd be able to rebuild again. They didn't realize that you'd be recognized for your hard work. Use the planetary energies. I know that Aquarius, the moon is, the skullduggerous moon is in Aquarius, but let's look at the 11th house, right? The 11th house is about your groups, the friends that you keep, darling dear, your hopes and your wishes. And it's also about your progressive ideals and ideas. Stand strong, big cat, because you're creating tower moments in their life. Why? When they see you getting great, they realize what they can't do, what they're not doing, and they haven't got a clue. Why? Because they're filled to the brim with the hater aid. Well, guess what? It's missing you, just like you're in the Matrix, dodging them their bullets. No weapon formed against you shall prosper unless you allow it in, darling dear. Don't allow their wickedness to permeate your cranium. They are what? Not colonizers of the cranium. Let's get another deck. See what else is. Where's my deck of the wicked? I haven't used that for a while. Look at this. They're sorry about the things that they said and did, darling dear. They're very sorry. Knight of Cups. They wish they'd been more charming. They wish they could turn it back. They wish they could turn back the hands of time. Well, guess what? Proverbs 18:6. The fool's mouth will always invite a beating. Not from you, darling dear. You are a divine child. You are the golden child. You had the hardest path to walk. You had to come back from what craziness? Yes, barking at passing cars. contemplating on what they did, instead of realizing what they did with that rusty cup. They gave you a gift, darling dear. It was a gift, because if they didn't do what they did, you wouldn't be where you are right now. A happiness expert, bending the matrix, darling dears. Pinkies up. Purpose. On your life purpose. Look, the adversity that you had to overcome has brought you nothing but peace and gratitude, while they have to accept it in the nosebleed section. Let them accept it. They wanted you to have that rotten slice, darling dear, the rotten slice from a creature from the backwoods. You're too busy flying high to worry about the trippy talkers with the T-Rex arms. Leave them there, and don't you dare harbor any dark thoughts towards them. Wish them well. Pray for them, darling dear. Wish them well. The same wish they couldn't bear to have towards you, big cat. Ugh, this elastic band didn't even want to come off. What's this? Whatever you thought they did that shit. They did it, and they're not sorry. They did that shit. What else? I got with them because they are easy, and I wanted to make you jealous. They went with what a Jezebel spirit, incubi, succubi, to make a big cat jealous. Jealous? How can you be jealous of what? They've been with someone who made you miserable, right? Worked on your hairline, gave you a reverse fair tuck. They was rapid with your hairline and your happiness. Why would you be jealous? You told them good luck as you trusted your intuition and got out of that shiznai like a Mission Impossible. Your first thought is correct. Use your discernment. I just told you that. Your inner guidance, right? They're in danger. They're in a dangerous court. Yes, on Keitha. Continue to move in silencio. Tell them nothing, right? Hate that you're happy without me. They hate the fact that you're happy without them. Good God, the bleeders of everything. I told you, these knocks that are colonizers of your cranium. They hate that you're happy. Well, they better what? Spontaneously combust blood outside the perimeter. Don't get smoked, bamboozled, gaslighted, or tricked. Look, it would be a crime scene, darling dear. And so many of us, so many big cats lose their life over a bottom feeder. Why? They couldn't stand being alone. Are you mad? Listen, I love my company. Oh, I love me some case. Oh my God, what do you mean? I can do what I want, think what I want, read as many books as I like, and nobody will bother me. Get all of the knowledge that I want. I'm able to lead my progeny, right, in the way that I want them to go, right? No, I'm not controlling their life, but I'm showing them, for example, that you can overcome any situation, anything. But you got to get your mind right. You got to get into your subconscious mind with affirmations of greatness, such as, I am a powerful, resourceful manifester. I told you, I borrowed the one from Queen Nefertari, who was the initiate of the goddess Isis. I am she for whom the sun rises. You are he or she for whom the sun rises. You tell yourself that every day, big cat. You tell yourself that. You look in that mirror and you love on yourself. They want you to hate you in the only body you've got on this Malkuth. How can you hate yourself? And you've got to tell yourself, take yourself everywhere you go. Even if it means you only love on one thing at a time. I had to work with just my clavicle bone for a time. Listen, I loved on my clavicle. Shut up. I'm serious, big cat. Love yourself. And that's. Remember, Steve Jobs wished he could buy time. He couldn't. And none of us know the day, the hour, or the minute that we'll be called back and divine will come across with your contract and say, big cat, did you do what you were supposed to do according to your North Node? No? Well, you get to go back to live that life again with the same bottom feeders. Baby! No, babe. I'm not having it. No, I'm rocking in my chair. Listen, What else do we need to know from this deck of the wicked? Little finger. They are Pennywise son or daughter. Yes, baby, the hidden hand in the background. They're still trying to cast aspersion on you, darling dear, rather than fix that broken shit in them. Remember what happened to Littlefinger? Arya Stark cut his throat quicker than you could say lickety split. When what? What's her name? Senza said, do you deny? Do you deny? Do you deny? Couldn't deny a thing because Littlefinger was working in the background to bring a whole lineage down for their own ends. Let them continue to work against you, Big Cat. You are a child of divine. You have purpose and you must find your direction in your North Node. And if you can't understand it when you first see your birth natal chart, I told you already, go to Pinterest, right? And break it down into sections. And it will bring up little notices on how to understand it. This is why we are all here. The purpose and what? Able to understand the universe is to know thyself. This is what Tesla told us. Every time we have a truth teller, they make that person out to be a liar, a conspiracy theorist. But yet the truth of even David Icke is being played out in now time. Pay attention, Big Cat, before it's too late. They're trying to get rid of the paper monies, darling dears, so everything will be under the computer, where they'll be able to stop your money just like that. Rebel, darling dear, because the little fingers are working in the background to F you over one way or the other. Stop giving away your freedom and your rights. We are the masses, and it's time for us to stand up and stand tall against all that will scupper us from the cradle to the grave. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. And never you forget, my darling dear bestie, never you forget, your biggest hater will be the person or personages you try to help the most. Big Cat Wave! Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat.